We're smiling because, if you want the truth about how we met, there's the First Lady version, and then there's my version, the truth. And so that's why we're kind of smiling. This whole discussion about the Black Family Conference is something that's sort of full circle for us. We left Hampton in 1983. The Black Family Conference started not too long after that, and now we're back as the president and first lady of the university. And so, speaking of family, this is where it all began for us. We knew each other, I think, our freshman year. We had the same major, but we didn't start dating until our senior year. And I think that's where the versions of the story diverge. Just
2 months before we graduated.
2 months before we graduated. And, here we are back at our home by the sea in 2024, celebrating a Black Family Conference when our family actually started here.
After being really great buddies in school and then deciding it's time, perhaps there is a little spark here. We started dating, and then he quickly left after graduation to go overseas to Korea to start his military career. And so for the next few years, we dated long distance, and then we decided to get married, and our children were born.
I was in the military for 37 years, and we had 19 different moves while we were in the military. I would say both of our children experienced 6 or 7 different moves to new high schools, new communities, new sets of friends. But through it all, no matter where we were in the world, we remained, at the end of the day, very connected.
It's funny because growing up, they were just my parents. I didn't think about them as super special or remarkable people. But I think as we've gotten older, we've seen how they do things differently. One of the things that I think about often is how much my dad would keep in contact with us. Even if he was deployed and across the world somewhere, it was always important to him to maintain that contact. I know I had panic attacks trying to get my college admissions essays done, and he's up at, I don't even know what time it was over there, but it was 4 o'clock in the morning where I was, helping me edit my college essays from around the world. So he has always really, really strived to be there, and I think that that's really important.
I think that, and just the way they have remained committed to us even as we've grown into our adult lives. We make all of those major decisions together. We share in each other's successes, and we go through the growing pains along the way.
We truly support each other, and no decisions are made outside of the entire family coming together and talking and making decisions together.
I think we take a lot of pride in being a military family. We did a lot of traveling, which was really awesome. But he is no different to us now than he is to the students at Hampton now. Everybody thinks he's a general. He's going to come in with a very, very strong hand and strict and all of the things, and he's not been that way with us. And I don't think that he's been that way with the students here either.
That was what he worked so hard to dispel when the announcement was first made. That for some reason, because of his military experience, he wouldn't be able to relate to the students as much. And really, his military career is what prepared him to be able to do that, just because he was able to relate to so many different people, all of his different subordinates. That all came together when he was announced as the 13th president.
We look at all of the students on this campus, and to us, they are part of our family dynamic now. We see them as, in many ways, our own children, not just the children that happen to be going here to Hampton University. We truly do look at them as part of our own family. And then it's not just the students, it's the faculty, it's the staff, it's everyone that works here. The hallmark of everything I've attempted to do in my life's career is to promote this sense of family. And we certainly have attempted to promote that here at Hampton University. One of the things that's always been important to us is, as a family, and I talk about this point of being connected, is sitting around and eating at the kitchen table. We are very much a sit around the kitchen table and eat kind of family and catch up on what's happening to the day's events. So we bring that to Hampton as well. You'll often see the First Lady and I visiting the dining hall where our students eat. And we love to sit down at the table and have a meal with them. We found in our own family now here at Hampton that it's one of the places where you really get a chance to connect with people. It's no different in our family than it is here at the university.
That sitting at the table, I didn't have that, well, not have that. We didn't do that growing up. And so when I'm with them, I'm like, okay, we're just sitting here. Okay, we're gonna talk about it. Okay, this is a lot in the beginning, but eventually I kind of understood it and I truly appreciated it.
It's just the fact that we remain sitting at the table every night to this day. That hasn't changed, and I'm 30 years old. I mean, it's incredible that we still make the time in order to just unwind and really get to know how everyone has done throughout the day.
So that's a personal family thing that we've adopted to the way that we do business here at Hampton University as well.
And I think another one also is just showing love. In our family, we are very, very huggy, touchy-feely. And I love to hug people and give them a sense of warmth because that's what our family is about. So if anything, we want to bring back to our Hampton family here is a sense of love and security.
My mom is a person who is very, very cuddly all of the time, which can be a lot sometimes, but love you none the same. And I have so many friends that didn't grow up like that didn't have that type of interaction with their parents. And so I want to bring that to my future family.
When the Mansion House renovation is completed, we want to bring that same dynamic we talked about a few minutes ago around eating around the kitchen table. One of the things that we'll do is we'll start an initiative to invite students over to the Mansion House periodically to also sit around our kitchen table and get to know them and have them get an opportunity to know us a little bit better. And so that's something we truly look forward to, getting the Mansion House back to her former glory. Built in 1828, was a part of what was then called the Sutler Plantation. It's the oldest building on campus, and she's a grand building, and she's watched this university grow from its very inception. And so the idea that we would be able to move into the Mansion House and then invite groups of students and faculty and staff and others in to share a meal is something that we look forward to in the future.
And this goes back to love and warmth and wanting to make sure that everybody has a chance. The Mansion House is everyone's home. It's not just ours. We just happen to occupy it at the moment. But everybody would be able to come and enjoy a meal at our table with us.
I think as we were growing up, something that was a very important value for them was to show up as a united front, which at the time was highly annoying. But as I've gotten older, I see the benefits to that dynamic. And so I would say that the being a united front is an important aspect that I'm taking with me. Just love and care and support as well.
I think one of the things that we bring to Hampton as well is this idea of just being together. Most things you see the president involved here at the university, you will almost always see the First Lady. In fact, it's gotten to the point where if I show up somewhere alone, people are looking around to find out, is the First Lady coming? I'm almost getting to the point where I think they would much rather see her than me, but that's been true my whole life, right? But in all honesty, I think this dynamic of them seeing us together, which is something we did throughout our lives and throughout our marriage that has been also very, very important and warmly received here at Hampton. We have done a number of trips to visit our alumni across the country. I think the number right now is somewhere around 28 or 29 different visits to New York, Chicago, LA. This past week we were in Florida. We've been to Houston, we've been to Dallas. We've been all over the country. And I get a totally different response from alumni when I'm there with the First Lady as opposed to when I go by myself. And so I believe this dynamic of us being together and showing up together for Hampton University is very special.
My parents have set a wonderful example for being Black parents and for creating our family together. So with my parents at the helm, you have nothing to worry about.
They are excellent, awesome, caring, supportive people, and they're my role models.
I'm going to go in the opposite direction. So I would say, particularly to President Williams, he's not as funny as he thinks.
That is true.
That's going to be my hot take for today.